nerds, welcome to What's the Biz, Tell Me What's Happening, the segment on this channel where we discuss issues relating to the business side of show business. My name is Bradley J, and I am a professional musical theater nerd. I've been an auditioning actor in New York, San Diego, and loads of places in between, and I have lots to share when it comes to your career as an artist. Today we are talking about social media, and more specifically we are asking the question, do I need to be on social media for my career? Now, I am an elder millennial, and so when I was in college, social media was first being born. Whereas we had to learn how to use social media before learning effective social media strategies, most young actors these days are digital natives. Therefore, by the time they arrive at college, when they're sitting in my classroom, most students have a social media presence, whether they've consciously thought about it or not. I was pleasantly surprised, therefore, when I was teaching a career management class and a student asked plainly in regards to social media, do we have to do this? Even though it was a lecture on social media strategies, I was quick to respond to this student, no, you do not need to be on social media to be a successful actor. Another student asked a follow-up question, if I have a social media presence, do I need to make theater a part of that? And that answer, slightly more nuanced. But before you decide on a black or white yes or no answer for yourself, here are 3 different advantages for you to consider about your own social media presence as an artist. In recent years, if there is one thing that casting directors have been reporting that they are seeking above all else, it is authenticity. This can feel like a sort of slippery quality to try to identify, but a few ways to think about authenticity is whether a person seems like themselves and not a product of something or someone else, whether a person feels at home in their own skin, or whether a person just simply feels genuine. The first perspective I'd like you to consider is whether your social media feels authentic to you. Are you a multi-hyphenate performer who loves to travel? Are you a singing comedian who goes gaga for a bullet journal? Are you a dancer who is now a mom and trying to hold it all together? The glimpses that social media provide into your world helps people see you as the beautiful, multifaceted human that you are. Let me return to the question my student posed, the does my art have to be a part of social media presence question. It does not have to be, and I will say for many performers, it's hard to hide it under a bushel, but you might make the choice to deliberately focus on other aspects of your life for your various accounts. Now that topic is probably a topic for another day, but for example, I've recently become a beekeeper, and in my past year of posts, my social media on beekeeping have received far more engagement than any of my posts as a musical theater artist. But that engagement demonstrates that I have many interests and that I'm eager to share them with you. Even 5 years ago, the general advice might have urged someone to have 2 accounts, one for your art and one for you. But I do not believe that people, including casting directors and creatives, the people making decisions, are more eager to now to embrace the many facets of you. So if you're a musical theater performer who loves being a dad and restoring furniture, show us. The question becomes, does my social media present an authentic version of myself? Another question my students often ask in regards to social media is, do I need to be on all of them? I'm here to tell you, no. Pick the platforms where you feel comfortable and stick with it. The question and my answers speak to that second vantage, sustainability. Again, 5 or 10 years ago, general advice would have told you that you needed a presence on each of the major platforms. We know a lot more now about some of the negative side effects of social media on our mental health. Not only is this form of media engineered to be addictive, but the constant comparison can also cause harm to our self-image, foster negative self-talk, or simply rob us of our joy. In addition, the pressure to maintain active social media accounts across all platforms can be unsustainable, especially for those who chase influencer status. For these reasons, and in the spirit of your own well-being, think about the platforms that most align with your own personality. For me, I like Twitter to share my quippy takes on theater and teaching. I like Instagram in order to share all of my hobbies, interests, and travel. And I like YouTube to share very focused information about musical theater, like this video. The other platforms might appeal to me, but right now, I know I wouldn't be able to create and sustain a presence there, and so I don't. Consider on what platforms you want to live digitally, and then release yourself from the rest. The question becomes, in what corner of social media will I thrive? The final vantage to consider is vulnerability. As I said before, I am old enough to remember a time without social media, while also young enough to navigate social media quite easily. With every passing day, more and more people who are on social media are digital natives. And so to some, the idea that their mere presence on social media is a vulnerable act is like telling a fish that water is vulnerable. But here's what I mean. Given how much information we scroll, how many close glimpses we get at people's everyday lives, and the set of expectations we have for ourselves and others on social media, we could imagine that we have a right to this information. But the person posting has made a choice about what they are willing to share, and in turn, we make a choice in choosing to consume that. Know that you have this same choice about what it is you want to share in your life, even if that means not sharing at all. Social media can be an incredibly vulnerable space, but that vulnerability does not have to be negative. It can be empowering. The question becomes, if I have the courage to show who I am on social media, how can I use that courage to lift up someone else? Once you've considered your own social media presence through the lens of authenticity, sustainability, and vulnerability, tell me in the comments below what you found and what decisions you might make for yourself. Friends, this has been What's the Biz? Tell me what's happening. If you'd like more musical theater nerdiness in your life, please put on your Sunday clothes and click subscribe. Do you have a topic that you'd like me to discuss in a future video? Please comment below. And as always, make it a great day.